Hello everyone, I just thought I would educate you because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation about these on the internet. This is a 2007 Suzuki XL7. This one is the base. Has about 152,000 miles on it. Just doing a little bit of a walk around here. Excuse me, there's not much room. And I love this thing. I really love this thing. It's got a good engine, it's got a good transmission. It's got the early version of the GM LY7 3.6 liter V6 that didn't have the problems that a lot of the later ones had. In fact, GM is something you'll see as a common theme when we're talking about this car. Here's the fob, which is this fob. If these break, you just go to your parts store and get a key fob for a 2007 Chevrolet pickup. You can see this one work. When I got it from my sister, however, they didn't work. This particular one is the Prairie Gold Metallic with the beige interior. Beautiful interior. Sorry, I have stuff in here. And again, you need a spare key for one of these. Even though this has a Suzuki emblem on it and a little different shape, this is a typical General Motors Circle Plus smart key. You can hear the typical GM bong, show you the mileage. Service airbag, but we don't do any kind of emissions or anything where I live. This has a 5-speed Aisin automatic transmission, and it has this really nice feature. Can go up, down, and if you look in the center here, it even tells you what gear you're in. It has mechanical hydraulic power steering. This particular one has the Pioneer audio system. You can see your window controls are here in the center stack. They do work in this car, all 4 of them. And they're not making any odd noise. Sorry, I'm also a really short person, so I drive with the seat fully forward. You can't see it, but you can maybe hear that back seat going, or back left. Again, this one does have the Pioneer audio system. That's an upgraded. And this one does, these also came standard with an automatic climate control. And you'll see again, all of this stuff is very GM. Turn off your traction control. So let's take a look around the rest of this car. Again, these seats, you can see these are a very GM patterned seats. Here is the back. You can see even with this seat on this side all the way back, there's still plenty of room back here. Got your window controls here where the door lock switches are. This thing's built a lot like an Equinox of the era, like an Equinox Sport, but it's a little longer. And this one actually, like I said, has the LY7 rather than the I forget the RPO code, but the 3400 China built that came. You can see there's a lot of space back here. And these do not fold flat, but what they do is sometimes this switch, I need to put some electronic clean or something in it to get this switch to contact. But like I said, what these seats do is they will actually fold down flat and then they flip forward. And then you get, all of that space. Here is a 12-volt power outlet and some storage. So like I said, with this seat, I will show you on this side. So there it's down. And then back here, this flips up. And it is actually held up like this. And then you get a flat. The reason they are set up like this is because these also came available with a third row seat, which you can see the airbag logo there. Just another look at the cargo area. This really has a lot of cargo area in it. I also have a Chevy Astro van. And sorry, my sister also did not take very good care of this interior when she had it. So there are stains. And to me, this has a comparable cargo area. I know it's smaller, but it seems almost as big as the Astro van. And this seat does something really cool too. So besides the recline, I can pull this up, release it, and then you get a flat table here. So you can set, I live here on a farm. I love setting out my tools and then just rolling this window down. And then I can just, if I'm working on something, I can just reach in here, have everything laid out that I'm using. This is a great feature. This seat folding down. I believe the Malibus and the Equinox and the Torrent did this as well. But yet the seat's very comfortable. And this seat's all the way back. You can see there's all kinds of room. Very GM looking interior to me. And again, you've got your window control there. This one on this side does the locks, which again sound very GM to me. And yes, it does do that bong every time you open a door with the engine running on this. The headlamps are a bit faded. So, as I alluded to, this is the General Motors LY7, which is essentially I believe somewhat based off of North Star technology, but I'm not sure completely. But I know it is a dual overhead cam 24 valve design. The later ones of these in the Acadias and the Enclaves and some of the CTSs, when they went to the direct injection, some of those actually had the stretch timing chain issue more than these because of the higher compression ratio and everything. It's a little tight in here. The only major service I've done to this since I've had it is I replaced this PCM or ECM under this box, which is not a hard job. And I've also replaced the alternator, which was a real bear, but the old one was going out. This does, funny enough, actually use a Denso alternator. But Suzuki, a fun fact, actually refers to this engine as the N36A engine. So I do use a Think Car Think Diag 2 system for a scan tool. And the fun thing is with this, if you scan it as a Suzuki XL7, I mean, it comes up, but a lot of the features don't work right, and sometimes you'll get codes that aren't there. So I've learned on these, if you use the Think Car, I don't know about with other scan tools, but if you scan this as a 2008 Chevy Equinox Sport with all-wheel drive, you'll get a lot better results on the scan tool, and a lot more of your bidirectional analysis and everything will work on this. And a lot of people complain about climate control issues with these. The computer is a little screwy on these. The thing I found that fixed the climate control is if your climate control is acting up and you go in and do a recalibration on the climate control system, it's going to go through and recalibrate all the motors and whatnot. It's going to go ahead and make the climate control work properly again. And then the next time, I always keep the scan tool in here. So another nice thing with this radio is this has an auxiliary port. So I have this dongle that allows Bluetooth connectivity. But that's pretty much, in a nutshell, the Suzuki XL7. A lot of people don't know what these are. These are made in GM's Kami plant in Canada. This is, made by GM, even though it's Suzuki badged. Again, like even you see up there, the dome light, I believe that came off of a mid-2000s Malibu. You see a lot of GM parts in here. A lot of, again, the GM gong. And this does also have the retained accessory like a GM. So you can see here the radio's on. I'll turn the switch off. And the windows will work. But something interesting that GM did in this era, you open the passenger door or any other door. See, the radio's still on, but the windows no longer roll up and down. You have to open the driver door, and your radio goes out. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but they did for whatever reason. And again, just another start of this. And yes, I do have an airbag light on. I'm aware of that. But otherwise, you see there's no check engine light. There's no trouble codes in the ECM or the TCM. Again, I will say, this is an ASIN transmission. Very smooth shifting transmission. This particular transmission, I believe, is a very similar transmission that was used in the Toyota Highlander first generation the 5-speed. This is also the same transmission that was used in the Equinox with the 3400, which again, I would avoid the 3400. I mean, if you want a mid-2000s Equinox that has more room, is more comfortable, I would say go with this 2007 Suzuki XL7. Fuel economy is not bad. Drivability is really good. The comfort level is really high. Road noise is relatively low. And from my experience, the reliability of this thing, the reason my sister got rid of it is because, like I said, I replaced an ECM. And she was getting all kinds of screwy messages in there about, you know, no oil pressure and different things like that in this information center. And it was all just a cracked piece ECM. So I was able to just fix that by just replacing the ECM. My sister now has a Subaru that she's very happy with, and I have this XL7 that I'm very happy with. So I hope that you people watching this find this video very informative, and I just know there's not a lot of information about these things on the internet, and so I thought I would make this video just for a few education bits on these. Also, a lot of parts on this thing are just GM parts, so you know, it's not a hard thing to find parts. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.